Okay, well, this is huge to get a guest, not even a guest, a coach, the new head coach, Essendon Bombers, Mark McVeigh joins us right now, gentlemen.
Thanks, Luke. Thank you.
Congrats, mate. First question, Spike.
Yeah.
Great nickname.
Yes.
Who gave it to you?
Boris Buick, Darren Buick back in the day. Had spiky hair when I arrived at the footy club. Obviously, things have changed. And for some reason, it just stuck, and everyone in Australia calls me
Spike. It's unbelievable.
I like Spike.
One of the
It's a great
all-timers.
nickname.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny when I walked into the footy club. The people there that I met said, "Look, now we've got to set up your email. Are you okay if we have Spike or Mark?" I said, "I'll probably senior coach. We probably should." Mark.
Spike at Essendon.com.au would be awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what Spike goes now that you've got the senior role. It's Mark.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we're
think
formal now.
via
It's
email.
Mr. McVeigh.
Yeah. I think via email we've got to be a bit better than that. But
Yeah.
it's all good. I don't really care either way.
So
Yeah.
what are the players going? Mark, nice to meet you.
Nah, it's mixture.
Okay.
Mixture.
Yeah, that's a good field test early.
Yes.
Of who's going to be a bit laddie with you is Spike, and who's very like, I need to get this guy's respect, because this is the point in the list where people will go, I get a fresh start with Spike or Mark.
Yes.
So do I go with, hey, I'm a kind of fun guy. I might be a bad player,
Yeah.
but I have fun, or you get to see like who's very much
That's right.
straight 180.
Yeah.
It's a direct
Absolutely.
correlation with how long they've got left on their deal.
Yeah.
how willing they are
If
to
I
go
was
to
at
Spike.
Essendon, knowing I'm a fringe player, I'm going Spike. If I
Yeah.
can get his good side.
So did you take the exit meetings?
I didn't take them. I sat in on them.
Yeah, okay.
But I was there. Yeah.
So do they walk in, hey Spike, how you doing?
Yeah, there was a few.
Yeah.
There was a few. And then a few just went, "G'day, mate."
Yeah.
They're not sure which way, but no, it was all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really worry about that.
Hey,
Yeah.
big media run, obviously. Congratulations again, head coach.
Thanks, mate.
Huge. Big media run, just so we know, what's the most asked question that you've had that you're just like, I'm over that one? And we won't ask that one.
Is James Hurd coming back?
Okay,
this
that
year?
one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Everyone just take their notes quickly. No, but mate, you know this. Long year for Essendon fans. Brad Scott was there, gets moved on. 2 wins for the season, I'm pretty sure. Then we have one of the most talked about head coach races that we can remember a long time. You're now in the building, so I think it's just to put ourselves in your position. What are those conversations like when you're meeting with a club and they want to see what you can bring in? And what do you think was said that you said to them of what you can bring to the club?
Yeah. They're extremely difficult in terms of time that it takes to be able to come up with a presentation. They're probably up to 80 keynote slides. So,
80?
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's over 3 hours. So you think about the clubs and how big they are, and so many areas that you have to cover, whether that's list management, whether that's the way you're going to play, people development, all those type of things. You've got to be able to explain that and articulate that in the right way. So, that can take up to 6 weeks to prepare. It's funny because Kevin Muscat was part of the process, and he's obviously involved in soccer, and he said to me, "I just can't believe the lengths you blokes have got to go to present to the board around this." And he said it's incredible. So there's a lot of work that goes into it, mate. As I said, you've got to angle towards where your strengths are, obviously, and you get sick of talking about yourself to a point, but. What Essendon did really well was they just said, look, we're not going to leave any stone unturned on this. We're going to make sure that our process is thorough, and it'll be hard. It'll be difficult. And it certainly was. Many different people from different areas of sport, testing you around your tactics, testing you around your character, and then being able to get in front of the panel and then eventually the entire board. It by the end of it, it's like, this has been a huge moment. Yeah.
So was Kevin Muscat, was that a Anthony DiPietro sort of link
There's
up?
a connection there, obviously.
Right. And what did he have for you?
Yeah, he was more around your coaching philosophy
Yep.
and how you would deal with certain things that he's seen throughout his career. How would you handle this?
Like what sort of stuff?
Yeah, so it'd be like, okay, you've got a good group of players that are developing really well. You've got some players that are older and they're exiting. How are you going to handle those conversations? What type of person are you going to be? You're going to be someone that just says, nah, I'll get this done, or you're going to talk about their feelings and how you're going to work through it. So just the little things like that.
Yeah. Now that you're through, is the 80 slide PowerPoint and the 3 rounds of interviews a bit excessive?
80 seems like a lot. How many slides were just like pictures?
Didn't go. They were just pictures of me.
Different hair.
Didn't go through them all, obviously, and you can't. But you just got to you pretty much overplan.
Yeah.
And if something comes up from a question point of view, or have you covered this, you can flick to it pretty quickly. So in the end, you probably get to about 30 or 40, but you just got to make sure you've got it there.
Do you sense it like the 2-hour mark? Shit, I'm losing a couple here.
He'll go around and go, these guys are checked out.
Yeah, I'll probably lose myself. But to be fair though, they're really engaged. I'm sure with everyone, really interested. Everyone would have had a different point of view. Everyone would have had a different way of doing it. And when you think about when you're interviewing 4 people for that amount of time, and it takes time. So then the process is long because there's 4 different diaries. 2 of those were one was from Sydney and myself, Perth and Adelaide. So you've got to get them in and get it done.
Hey, quick break here to announce that our live show and tickets for our live show are still on sale. Floor is sold out and tickets are going fast. So if you haven't heard and been living under a rock, on Thursday, September 24th, leading into Grand Final Day on the Saturday, we're taking over Margaret Court. Dan Does Footy live for our biggest show ever. And if you've been listening to the podcast all year or been on YouTube or through socials, trust me, you won't want to miss what we're doing here. We're talking just a massive, massive show, cash giveaways, footy chat, guests, music acts, all that and more. It's not a traditional live show. It's a genuine party at Margaret Court on the eve of the public holiday as well. So you go there, guess what? Wake up. Do I have to go to work? No, I don't. Just party my heart out with DDF at Margaret Court. So go and get your tickets right now through the link in our bio or the show notes. I cannot wait to see you there.
So how did you manage to get in front of the board when you were based in Sydney?
So I flew down.
Yep.
Flew down to get in front of the coaching panel that was selected to choose the coach. So I had to fly down during the week. It was usually on your day off with the football club. So you'd plan it that way. Fly in, fly out, get it done in a day, and then return back to work.
Yeah, okay.
Was it Avalon every time?
Yeah, explain that operation.
No, it wasn't Avalon every time. The last one was good, but no.
So explain that to us.
Were you onto that? Or?
Oh, yeah, well, you're at the airport. Because we will get to Operation Avalon. You would have been on the day of flying in, Spikey. You would have been at every airport, inside rubbish bins, under cars.
Because I was
Did you have
explaining
any
before,
idea?
you did hear a whisper of it and we were upstairs, and so you just quickly jumped in your car and pissed off and got out of here.
I was somewhere else.
Okay.
We had someone at Tullamarine.
Okay.
I was somewhere else. That's all right. I'm just going to go outside and take down your number plates and
Put a tracker on you now.
Yeah.
So,
It was a unique one.
yeah. So, run us through that Operation Avalon. Obviously, the story is that you had to go incognito from Sydney to here and it threw everyone off.
Yeah, so President Andrew Welsh rang me and he said, I reckon we're going to do this a different way. Are you up for it? And I said, okay, what are we doing? And he said, I need you to fly to Avalon from Sydney and I need you to wear a COVID mask and a beanie. I'm like, oh, okay.
No way.
Yeah.
So from going into the airport in Sydney?
Yeah, so I walked in the airport in Sydney and I thought, oh, this is good. Sitting at the gate. He said, go straight to the gate, don't go to anywhere else. So I sat at the gate and to this point, I hadn't really been told I'd got the job yet. So I'm thinking, I've just got to do whatever it takes here. And
This is the final test.
Yeah. And lo and behold, I turn around and Charlie Curno's dad's walking to the gate.
And you reckon, because the Swans course.
Yeah, and I knew him, but he didn't see me. And I got on the flight. They'd booked me a window seat, so I was kind of angled towards the window.
Just facing this way.
Yeah, like a weirdo. And he went up to go to the bathroom, and I just had to, pretty much pull the beanie down, put the mask on, and pretend I was asleep.
Wow.
And he's probably going, geez, this guy's really concerned about COVID still. This is actually every precaution
Exactly
he can
right.
take.
Exactly. And so that's how it worked out. But funnily enough, my bag, which I put on the plane with me, was my Swans bag. And it had MM on it. So, she goes, yeah, you probably should have thought about that. And I said, yeah.
That's so good. So good. Look, I think, I think you're going to be great for us. And obviously, you are the guy, big process that happens. You've gone away and cut your teeth and been a coach at Giants, at Sydney, being at those places and going away. The big thing that we feel, we're not inside the Essendon Football Club, never have been, you have as a player. The big thing that I get a feeling of, it's always has to be Essendon people, which isn't a wrong thing. You've been one of those who's gone away and seen what good clubs do to be really great. What lessons do you take away from there to bring in and go, we haven't got X, Y, and Z here. I've learnt this. We're now going to do this.
Yeah, it's a great question, mate. I think part of my presentation was around player development. Obviously, Essendon have got an emerging talented list that high draft picks, and we need to make sure we harness them. Perhaps in the past, and this is, I'm not going to talk about anyone particularly. I've got no idea, but the knock on Essendon was, have they developed their players enough? So we need to absolutely gain some strengths in those areas. So. I was part of the sort of the build of the Giants when they first come. So we had Jeremy Cameron, Toby Green, Stephen Cornelio, Josh Kelly, all those players that have gone and have amazing careers.
Genuine superstars.
Yeah, good. And they're good lads. And we had to develop them. Obviously, we knew they were going to be good players, but we wanted them to play the right way. So Leon Cameron and myself, Chad Corns back in the day, Luke Power, Lenny Hayes, we all got together, good coaching group, and said, we've got to set the right agenda here. And we feel like we did that for a long period of time. And we watched, obviously we developed the Orange Tsunami, and then we watched them go on to probably, I think, maybe 7 final series, 2 prelims and a grand final. Yeah, and then I had my opportunity to be the interim coach after Leon was moved on. Went through that process, and that was a tough process, and lost Adam Kingsley, who's a terrific coach, to be fair. I learned a lot through that and got some feedback around what else you need to do. So I had the opportunity to stay at the Giants. Didn't take that opportunity. Felt like I had to go somewhere else. Not through bad feeling or anything. It's just more like, okay, what else can you do?
Just for development.
My own development.
Yep.
And Sydney gave me an opportunity. John Lomo said to me, I want you to be part of our grouuld, but it's 12 months away. Can you head up the Swans Academy? I'm not sure if you know a lot about the Swans Academy, but it's a massive role. It's 1,000 kids. It's over 50 to 60 coaches. Wow. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that was challenging. You had to set your own agenda, the way you play, develop these young 18-year-olds right through from 16, and then obviously hopefully they're available for the Swans in the draft. So
wow.
That was a unique look at how to really develop kids. And then in that time, I was asked to coach the Allies in the under-18s championships, and they hadn't ever won the competition. And they said, we want to win it. You reckon you can coach it? And I said, I'd love to. The problem was that they were all from different states. Like when I'd say the Allies are made up of Tasmania, New South Wales, Gold Coast and Brisbane. So all those academies together.
Jeez.
And my challenge was they all wanted to be drafted, but how were we going to win if you all want to be drafted? So we came up with a theme that was like, if we play together collectively and do well, we'll get as many drafted as we can. So we won for the first time. Got 15 drafted, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
And
What a good achievement.
Yeah, this guy's a winner.
It was
Who
really
was the
good.
part of that team?
Yeah, it was like players like Jed Walter, Colby McKercher,
okay.
Stacked.
Riley Sanders.
Yep.
It was a gun team. The list
Put in a
goes
call
on.
to any of them yet?
Yeah,
Or?
but I haven't caught any of them yet. But yeah, and then we played against Harley in the finals.
Yep.
So, so that was a really good experience about development and connecting with 18. I think I was maybe 42 at the time. They were all 18, so
Jeez.
that was a test.
So just on the development of the players, I mean, you've seen blokes like Voss leave and have success elsewhere. I think that's a common thing that people talk about with Essendon. You've sort of let really good players go. But, I mean, it also happens at other clubs. Like Hawthorn, I can just know that because I'm a Hawthorn fan. They've let Jai Sarong go to Sydney and he's had success elsewhere.
Yeah.
So what do you say to people that talk about that?
I think, like you said, I think all clubs can miss, and sometimes a player's not ready in at that club. They might be in a position where they're a fifth stringer, and they can't get their opportunity. I understand that. That's what happens. Jai Sarong is a classic case. Like we knew he was a good player, he just couldn't get into the team regularly, and he comes to Sydney, and we had a spot there for him straight away. Said, "You come to Sydney, halfback wing, it's yours," and he said, "I'll own it." So he gets his opportunity. So I get it, but he was developed really well by Hawthorn. So we get the benefits of that. So I understand it and respect it. So, do you miss sometimes? Absolutely. Vossi, they may have missed, but there might have been some things at that time of his life and his age where he wasn't ready to be an AFL footballer, and they couldn't wait. So I kind of get it.
You mentioned just that when you went through the GWS process, you got feedback on X, Y, and Z, and then went to the Swans. What were those sort of areas, and then how do you feel you developed those areas in those few years at the Swans after?
The feedback I got was you probably need to be more a senior role for longer. And I'd been a senior assistant for maybe 2 or 3 years. I'd coached every line.
Yep.
and you probably need to experience another footy club, which is fair. So, what better place to go than the Swans? I got that opportunity under John Longmire. First year, I think we may have won 16 games. We go to a grand final, and obviously we got beat. But then from there, this year the Swans have had their greatest ever home and away season, 18 wins. And I've been a part of that, just seeing how that works. So, huge. The culture there is they don't accept not playing finals. They just don't accept it. And it happened in Coxie's first year, and pretty much they did a whole footy department review straight away. And we just come off a grand final. Like, we're doing a review on the coaches, so they keep you on the edge.
Wow.
They keep you like you've got to evolve, and they just don't accept not playing finals.
Wow. So complacency just isn't a thing there.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely not. It's driven from the top, right from the top.
When you talk about like the initial development years at GWS, often the Giants are compared to the Suns coming in at the same time, and how Gold Coast got it wrong on a lot of fronts in terms of the culture they built, but GWS, at least on field, got it really right.
Yeah.
And a big part of that people talk about is that whole breakfast point culture and all the boys getting together and I don't mean to talk about Gold Coast.
No, it's okay. We were doing a lot of stuff wrong.
But like that everyone wanted to be there together. Like, I'm just interested with Essendon being such a young list. Do you try and recreate something like a breakfast point, or how do you get everyone to buy back into that culture, because it feels like it might not be there at the moment?
We will try and recreate some of that stuff. There's and it was obviously different in terms of where we live and where we're situated. I think and you're right, mate. I think what the Giants did well, though, they surrounded the playing group with Luke Power, Chad Corns, Dean Brogan, who were pretty tough players, but they were hard trainers, high standard. Still lads, like have a beer with the boys, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't take that away, but made the right decision at the right time and trained hard and showed in the way that, you can have a good time as a young fella in the off season, but when you turn up and you do your Monday to Friday, you crack in. So we felt like we got that right, and then they become coaches. So all of a sudden they're players, they set the agenda. The young players see, Toby Green sees what it looks like. They become coaches, they build that relationship, and there's a good rapport there. So I've got the challenge with our other coaches. I think the Essendon's already started that process, to be fair, before I got here. I think they've put a lot of things in place to be able to springboard out of it. It's just now I've got to harness what that looks like.
Yeah, big week for you, obviously. Head coach, flying in and out of airports with beanies and COVID masks on. Then you're doing media now, and then you also do the exit meetings. So it's hard for you because you just weren't at the club. So I guess you're taking Solly in there with you and
Solly's
saying,
running those.
I agree with Solly. Yep, great call, Solly. So how did that week look like when the players are coming to you? Because someone getting delisted and you're saying, oh, it's Solly's fault, not mine.
Yeah.
So you know that.
I pretty much said I wanted you, but Solly didn't. To be fair, they've been really positive. I have sat back, I haven't really got into it. I've listened. I've observed. I've sort of got a bit of a picture of the player, and most, to be honest, they're all been good lads, like good fellas. They seem to come in, they're up and about. They were probably flying to bloody Italy the next day, so they're happy to do it. I've just sat back and observed, to be fair, mate. And out of respect, I should do that too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. As I said, I don't know if in the press conference, I said I don't coach with a lot of ego. I like to make sure we sort of coach as one and we're all involved. So for me to go in and start thinking that I am the senior coach, but for me to start thinking that I know all and I'll run this, I reckon's wrong. I just listen to the people that know what they're doing and respect what they do.
Yeah. You did have a clear message in your presser the other day that you want the expectation of the players is to come back ready for pre-season and for the program you're going to implement.
Yep.
Are you excited for that to start?
Yeah. So again, it's a good question. One of the things I'm really passionate about is we can't miss in our first pre-season.
Yep.
When you're trying to set an agenda, build a culture, I can't wait 12 months. It's a 3-year deal, for me. So we need to see that. We need to see some pop, and so the players are on notice around, in a good way. You can put players in this position because it's their job. Mate, I want everyone healthy.
Yep.
To start with. So if you can be healthy and turn up day one, you don't have to be super fit, but I'm ready to train.
Yep.
We're off to a good start. And I won't shy away from it. I'm a pretty hard coach in regards to the way training should look. I was a hard trainer as a player. I think you have to embrace hard training. We'll do things a little bit differently for the club. Like we'll take our whole program off site somewhere. We might go north, train in the heat, not like a boot camp. It's just your Monday to Friday looks the same, just up north somewhere else.
Don't tell Zen.
Don't tell him. Just be up there.
Zen is like, so where is that?
But we've got to plan all that stuff. It's nothing new, but I think we just got to give different looks to our players.
Oh, well, clubs sometimes invite journos up to their camp to cover it. If
You
it's
don't
in
have
far
to,
north
mate.
Queensland,
Just hear this. Just trying to weasel his way in. So
More
that's
more than happy to come.
the great thing about Essendon and any big club is that, as you said, fans are in a hurry.
Yes.
I feel like, unfortunately, when you are now a head coach of a big club or a fan of a big club, the expectation, weirdly and stupidly, is I want to win a flag every year.
Yeah.
So with this season, and can't really get a read on how your club moved the ball because everything was just moving and they, some tactics were different to when Brad and then Solly and now you come in. If I'm an Essendon fan, I'm going round 1 MCG, packed house. What's the first thing that Essendon fans will go, oh, that's a Mark McVeigh team? Is it effort? Is it like what's one thing they'll get?
Yeah, I think I spoke about a non-negotiable around to compete. With young players that can waver, as you know, from quarter to quarter, half to half. I think we're in a position now where our younger players have got some games into them, clearly this year. We want to be a lot braver with the ball and be a lot more exciting. There's no doubt about that. We've got to build our fundamentals around our game to be able to execute. And then a knock on us has been obviously our defence, our team defence, not our back six, just our team defence in general. That needs to look different. That needs to change.
Yeah.
Now, part of it is system, as you know, mate. The other part is the want there to do it, and that's what we'll be sort of diving into pretty quickly. They'll see that early. They'll see that very early. We'll hit the ground running with that. So I'd like to think, mate, that we see us move the ball a little bit quicker, but it's not going end-to-end footy like it perhaps has had in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just on the, and you mentioned it now and the other day, and then even in your press conferences at GWS about training players hard, especially after, when the standards aren't there on field. How do you feel that works in or contrasts with the way that the modern player seems to sort of want to be, receive a bit more gentler feedback, have time a little bit more in their own hands? Everyone talks about the Geelong model and players wanting to go there how do you strike that balance between the two?
So pretty easily, I think the requirements to play at the level and to be able to be consistent performer and play finals is, the reality is you've got to accept the standards of what that is. You talk about Geelong, there might be a little bit different. They still train hard. They still train hard. Like when they're in the moment, they own it. I'm all for players having a bit more time to themselves, being able to do things outside footy. No problems. I'll make sure that happens. But when you turn up through the doors and we're ready to train, I reckon you got with every right to go, well, we've got to go hard here. And that's just the way it is. If you want to play finals, I've seen it done for years. Like the Swans, for example, they got a great lifestyle. They live around Bondi. They can go to the beach. They go swimming up. But I tell you what, when she's on, and it's 40 degrees. They crack in and train hard, and there's no wonder they've been strong for 20 years.
Yeah,
there's just a couple on the exit interview process that I'd just like to ask. What happened in Zach Merritt's exit?
I'm going to go full journal. Here we go.
Nothing really. As again, Solly ran that. Zach and I have got to catch up off site. We got to get to know each other. Actually, we've already done it. We'll catch up, and I think I don't know if it come across right, and I hope it did. But I really want to be respectful of the player. I don't. I don't. It's not just about us. Like I want to hear them. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are. Like I don't know whether certain players want to go home because they've got a sick relative. I don't know they want to move because of different reasons. I don't know them, and I need to respect what that may be.
Did he indicate in that meeting though that he wants to move?
No. It was all about his year. What he liked about it, what he didn't like about it, how can we change some things, how are you feeling about the list. It was all that sort of stuff. It was very general. I think the conversation around where he wants to be probably has to be a private one with me, and that's fair enough.
Yeah.
What about Jordan Ridley, just in the same vein?
Yeah, similar. His exit was more about his body and trying to get that right. And he's obviously a wonderful player and can play. And he's like, very frustrating. I just, can't get going at the moment. So it was more around that chat. Again, him and I will catch up. There's always those ones where they just want to talk to you alone and see what you like, and I want to see what they're like.
Just on players, you've obviously probably kept an eye on the list throughout the year, like going through the process. And is there some players that in free agency and the draft that you're sort of keeping an eye on that you want to sort of recruit to the club? But you obviously can't probably share it with us. But
I mean, I can't, but I think there is players there that maybe you've coached before, or are looking to go elsewhere. I've had a glance at the draft, and I'll dive into that. We've got list management tomorrow, so that usually goes for a few hours, and I'll get a good handle on. Because what generally happens with that is the list management team have done all that work for it. They're there at the games. They've watched all the vision. I'm obviously not doing that. They'll present to me where they think the draft sits for Essendon and the players that they will target in that draft. I will have a say in that. Yeah, okay, I can challenge some things, but in the end, really, they know a fair bit more than I. So you trust that, and we're aligned, and we should be. So there'll be a large amount of trust from me for them to be able to make the right call, and I trust them.
Well, that's exciting. Well, pick one. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, the bids will come in, we think, and then I guess a great sign of being ruthless is just bidding. Making the clubs pay up, which is good. But pick one is there, so we know that Harry Van Huddem is some kind of unicorn, but there's a position now in the club where you might have to fill some spots. So I guess you probably answered already, but it is up to list management and the recruiters to just present to you, and then you will come and say, I like this, don't like that, and you just go from there, I guess. Yeah,
that's exactly it, mate. I think you've knocked it on the head there. I think, if you got to look at what you've got. So we've got 3 developing ruckmen on our list as well. So, I don't know yet, but they might say, listen, we're comfortable there.
Yep.
Do we need another one? Does he have forward craft? He may not. I don't know. He's obviously a wonderful player, great character and all those sorts of traits, but they might say, listen, we actually need speed in our midfield.
Yep.
That's what we're targeting. And if that's another player, I'll listen to that as well.
So if your coaching presentation had 80 slides on the PowerPoint, how many slides does the Toby Green and Jesse Hogan presentation have?
Not bad, boy, you. Toby let that out, didn't he?
He did actually say yesterday.
Yeah, he's pretty honest, Toby. Yeah. Look, you talk about what you do, what you need to do to surround a younger team, and I obviously coached Toby for 10 years. What I love about Toby is he's what he is. He's a good fella, one of the greats, to be fair. Knockabout, plays the game the right way, has a beer with the boys afterwards, grown up a fair bit. I reckon he's seen it all. And if you know his history, and I won't go into it, about when he was younger, you realise who he is, what he is, and it's an amazing story. So for me to be able to, if he's 50-50 on staying at the Giants, and there's people talking to him, I said straight away to this, and we've got to get in the ring.
Yep.
We've got to get in the ring and be real aggressive on this, because I rate him that much. We'll see where that goes. He's got a young family now. He'll make the call. We just need to get in the ring.
And what does a pitch to a player like that, or any player in particular, to Essendon? Like, how do you recruit to Essendon at the moment? Because you are bottom of the ladder. You've got a massive change in coaching right now.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
You blokes must have done this before. It's good questions.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I think it's our first head
I've got an 80 slideshow here just with like my face on it.
So we're obviously a different cell, right?
Yeah.
To Geelong, for example, we're a different cell to Hawthorn, who are their list is different, their demographic of age is different, and they're playing finals. We're not. We're 18th on the ladder, and that's the reality. We need to sell it in a way of what can you do for our club and how can you do it? Do you want to be part of where we turn it around as quick as we possibly can? There's always $1 in it that you got to look at, which helps. For us, we've got to make sure that can you be a part of turning around one of the biggest clubs in the country and leading some really young talent and showing them how to train? Because Toby Green's one of the hardest trainers I've ever seen. He's literally one of the hardest trainers I've ever seen.
Very unsurprising.
Yeah, he's just a beast. And for me, I look at that and I go, this is how you prepare to be an AFL footballer. If you're a young player, or we've got some players that perhaps haven't seen the highest standard, we'll bring in the standard and you'll watch that standard, and hopefully you want to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like pre-season is going to be a real. If you're not ready to go day one, you're ready for a big shock, which
I
is
might come
great.
down
Which is
for
great.
it.
Are you? And this is my last question. I'm sure the boys might have one as well. So you played in the last Essendon finals win.
204 was it?
Yep. Do you reckon there was part of the pitch or in everyone's mind, the people that made a decision that go, well, this guy was the last person to do it. He knows how to do it. Bring him back in. We're going to do it.
Possibly. That's and that's hard to accept for a lot of people, right? It's one of those things that sits over your head. Sat back for a long period of time, watched it unfold, understand the enormity of it. It actually excites me. As I said, I think they've put things in place to now start to, and that's just not player level. I think we're really stable from board level as well now. There's been a lot of change through that space. Andrew, if you know Andrew Welsh, he's dog hungry. He knows what he wants and he's going to go for it. So I'm looking to turn that around. As I said, didn't ask for patience, just asked for realignment.
Right.
I reckon they've been asked for patience for a long time.
Can I fire?
You can. Oh, well, you're going to go full journal or just...
I just want to quickly know, how many times in your 80-point slide did you mention that you played finals for Essendon?
No, I didn't say any of that at all. I didn't say any of that.
You mentioned the dollar value. Is that, like, do you go into these meetings now with other players and a recruiting period? Like, is there an awareness that is one of the biggest things that Essendon can offer right now is a lot of salary cap room?
I think it's got to be all within balance. Like, this is not going to be the only year that we try and get players in. We've got a plan, which our club has done, plan for seasons ahead as to potential players that are 12 months away, 2 years away. That's how it works now, right? With Tasmania coming in and there's planning going on around that. So the salary cap and your cap space and how you spend it continually adjusts and changes. So you're not going stupid. You're getting the right people in, but you might have to sit on things for 12 months.
Will Craig Vozzo be your GM of footy?
Don't know. I don't know enough about that yet. Those discussions will take place over the next few weeks. But I sit out of that space a little bit, mate, to be fair at the moment, because the other things I've got to do is our players and make sure that's done. So I don't know enough about it.
When you're at the Swans, literally a couple of weeks ago, and you play against the Bombers, in your week leading into the game, what are you looking at that Essendon side and going, we can get them here? Like, what's the weakness of Essendon?
So we plan for
coaching
every team the same in terms of what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, how are we going to beat them, and what weapons do we have to expose them. So if you playing against Essendon, we'd probably say we just got to move the ball really quickly, get it inside 50, put their defence under extreme pressure, and hopefully score. Now that's not just about them; that's about us too, because that's what Sydney do. We're a high scoring team. Got to stop saying we. They are a high scoring team. And that's how they play. So nothing really changes from that point of view. We just got to put them in a position where they feel vulnerable, like most teams, and that's what you target. And that doesn't change from Essendon to Brisbane Lions or Fremantle. It's the same thing.
Equally, speaking of the Lions, there was the whiteboard with some of the Essendon players earlier in the year, the strengths and the weaknesses.
Yeah.
In the lead into that game, what individuals at the Bombers are you looking at and going, him, they're the two that can tear us apart if they get on a roll? Like, who would you think are the most damaging guys?
Yeah. So I didn't mind that from the Lions. Like, got to be ruthless, right? So doesn't matter. And if you're a player that cops that, well, turn up. Just cop it and chin and
Should bring
turn
a
up.
whiteboard in now. Is that the same thing?
We've got that one there if you want.
Why has Spike got 10 whiteboards in his office?
You should just process it yourself and go, right, let's go to war. But look, if you look at you look at Caddy, like he's going to be a gun clearly. And if we can get some support around him, I think Peter Wright's had a really good year and is starting to play even better footy. I think he's coming into his own and he's sort of in that really nice age bracket for a key forward. We've got Archer May, someone that I think can really lift the club. So you've got three key tools there that are going to be the future of the club. So you look at that, if they get healthy, they're dangerous, and we need some speed around their feet. And then their backline will develop if we can get Ridley going. Some of these younger players that are coming through that are good size, they're 198, 200s. They can, their bookends are pretty good, mate. So I'm excited by that.
In the pre-match before you played against North, there was a shot of you on the broadcast with, I think it was the defensive unit.
Right.
And as you were breaking apart, like it looked like they were giving you almost like a farewell sort of hug, tap on the head, that kind of thing. Did they know that you were jetting down to Melbourne?
Oh
the next day?
no, they didn't. They knew it was getting close. They all said, "Should we do a selfie?" I said, "That's not going to look good, lads. Let's not do that."
Give me Gatorade showers. I was like, okay, he's definitely going.
So they were obviously reading the speculation as well, but they had no idea.
Yeah.
They had no idea. No.
Yeah.
Where do you sit philosophically on Mad Mondays and footy trips?
Yeah, I used to love them.
Yeah.
I won't hide the fact that. Where I sit is, I think more and more they have to understand the standards of the community and what we represent. And I think, as I said, I'm all for having a beer with the boys. No issues with that. But you got to behave. You can certainly have a laugh. You know, we all do it. But in terms of being seen out and perhaps doing something that's not community standards, when you know you got a lot of young kids watching you, I think more and more you got to be smarter about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it true
Oh, just firing them off me.
that you were
It's ready to go.
He's got somewhere to be.
Is it true I was a what?
in your playing days,
Right.
the Spike days?
Yes.
That you were a model in some glamour calendars.
Oh, Spike.
Well,
You are a rooster.
I
So that makes
would
sense.
say I wasn't a model, but I might have been in some calendars. But I definitely wasn't a model.
Are these like fireman calendars?
Well, it was back in the day. I think it was meant for all seasons.
You can probably still pull it off, to be honest.
No. Yeah, that's shocking. I mean, my fiance's actually, what is she, 12 years younger than me, and she knows nothing about footy, and she's seen a bit of that, and she goes, "What the hell is that?"
Just don't ask.
It's just weird. I go, just don't worry.
Just
about
leave it.
Just
Just leave it.
that. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
all I got.
Okay, you need more? You good? You happy?
No.
No. Now the tracker.
You can do a special one-on-one
Now
after if you
that
want.
was him taking time to put trackers on all your cars to make sure. Hey, we're incredibly excited about you being now at the helm, head coach Essendon. It's an exciting phase for all fans. Thanks for coming in, giving us your time. Really appreciate it, mate. Mark McVeigh, head of Essendon coach.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Yeah.
All the best, mate.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it and being really kind to me, so I appreciate it.
No, of course. Go well.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Thanks, mate. That was great. Thank you.